Doug, did you already assign scriptures or no?
Welcome, everyone. This is Brother Doug with the Awakened by Yahuwah Assembly with my sister Shoshana, our brother Dennis, our sister Sally, and our sister Marissa. And we're going to be starting today at Genesis 27. We're doing our weekly Torah study, so we're going to be going to Genesis 27. My sister Shoshana, she has her ISR 2009 with her. So we're going to be able to compare here and see if there's any huge differences. So here we go. This is the chapter of Jacob's Baraka from Isaac. So in context, this is going to be what the chapter's about. It says, "And it came to pass after Isaac was old that his eyes were dimmed so that he could not see. And he called Esau, his elder son, and said to him, 'My son.' And he said, 'Behold, I am here.' And he said, 'Behold, I am grown old and not know the day of my death.'" Now that's kind of interesting. "Now then take the weapons, both your quiver and your bow, and go into the plain and get my venison." It's kind of interesting. Esau is a hunter like Nimrod. It's kind of interesting. "And make me meats as I like them, and bring them to me that I may eat, that my being may barak you before I die." And Rebekah heard Isaac speaking to Esau his son, and Esau went to the plain to procure venison for his father. And Rebekah said to Jacob her younger son, "Behold, I heard your father speaking to Esau your brother, saying, 'Bring me venison, and prepare me meats that I may eat, and barak you before Yahuwah before I die. Now then, my son, hearken to me as I commanded you, and go to the cattle and take for me there 2 kids,'" meaning 2 children of the goats, "'tender and tube, and I will make them meats for your father as he likes, and you shall bring them to your father, and shall eat, that your father may barak you before he dies." And Jacob said to his mother Rebekah, "Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I a smooth man," meaning, he's pretty much, he's clean skinned, he doesn't have a lot of hair on his body. "Peradventure my father may feel me, and I shall be before him as one ill-intentioned," meaning, basically like wicked or sinner, "and I shall bring upon me a curse and not a baraka." Now that's interesting. So he's worried about basically having ill intentions, trying to deceive his dad, that would be a curse to him. Very interesting. "And his mother said to him, 'One me be your curse, son,'" basically saying, may your curse be on me. "Only hearken to my voice and go and bring them me." So that's pretty bad. She's cursing herself there. Probably shouldn't be doing that. "So he went and took and brought them to his mother, and his mother made meats as his father liked them. And Rebekah, having taken the fine clothing of her elder son Esau, which was with her in the house, put it on Jacob her younger son, and she put on his arms skins of the kids, so skins of the baby goats, and on the bare parts of his neck." And this is kind of not like really pertaining to this study, but this is another reason we should not be calling our children kids. Just the fact that kids is actually a scriptural term for a baby goat. So just something to keep in mind. "And she gave the meats and the loaves which she had prepared into the hands of Jacob her son. And he brought them to his father and said, 'Father,' and he said, 'Behold, I am here. Who are you, son?' And Jacob said to his father, 'I, Esau, your firstborn, have done as you told me. Rise, sit, and eat of my venison, and that your being may barak you.' And Isaac said to his son, 'What is this which you have quickly found?' And he said, 'That which Yahuwah your Elohim presented before me.' And Isaac said to Jacob, 'Draw near to me, and I will feel you, son, if you are my son Esau or not.' Jacob drew near to his father Isaac, and he felt him and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he knew him not, for his hands were as the hands of his brother Esau, hairy, and he Baruch him. And he said, are you my son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring here, and I will eat of your venison, son, that my being may Baruch you. And he brought it near him, and he ate, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And Isaac, his dad, said to him, draw near to me, and kiss me, son. And he drew near and kissed him, and smelled the smell of his garments, and Baruch him, and said, behold, the smell of my son is as the smell of an abundant field, which Yahuwah has Baruch. And may Elohim give you of the dew of heaven, and of the fatness of the earth, and the abundance of corn and wine. Now, something to note here, in the Old British, corn is not really referring to what we know as corn today. Just kind of want to explain that. It's a generic term for grain. The original term corn can just mean any type of grain. Just wanted to kind of...
And mine does say grain.
Yeah, so that's it's the problem with British English. That was the original English of this country, and we kind of modernized our language, and that's why when you read the Bretons or the King James, it's kind of confusing sometimes if you don't know the old terminology, which I and my sister Shoshana, because of her ethnicity of some of her family members, she knows what corn means. So to us, it wouldn't be a problem, but to others, it would kind of be confusing. So just whenever we're reading from the Bretton's English Septuagint, corn is grain. Just kind of want to put that out there. So, and let nations serve you, and princes bow down to you, and be thou master of your brother. And the sons of your father shall do you reverence. Accursed is he that curses you, and Baruch is he that baraks you. So basically, he's giving Jacob, who he thinks is Esau, he's giving him the same baraka that their ancestor Abraham had from Yahuwah, basically. So, and it came to pass after Isaac had ceased baruching his son Jacob, it even came to pass just when Jacob had gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made meats, brought them to his father, and he said to his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that your being may barak me. And Isaac his father said to him, who are you? He said, I am your firstborn Esau. And Isaac was amazed with very great amazement, and said, who then is it that has procured venison for me and brought it to me? And I have eaten all of it before you came, and I have Baruch him, and he shall be Baruch. And it came to pass, when Esau heard the words of his father Isaac, he cried out with a great and very bitter cry. And he said, Barak, I pray thee, me also, father. And he said to him, your brother has come with subtlety and taken your baraka. And he said, rightly was his name called Jacob, for lo, this second time has he supplanted me. He has both taken my birthright, and now he has taken my baraka. Yeah, he didn't take your birthright, bud. You gave it to him, so I have to disagree with that. And Esau said to his father, have you not left a baraka for me, father? And Isaac answered and said to Esau, if I have made him your master, and had made all his brothers his servants, and have strengthened him with grain and wine, what then shall I do for you, son? And Esau said to his father, have you only one baraka, father? Barak? Have you only one Baruch, father? Please, father, Barak, I pray thee, me also, father. And Isaac, being troubled, Esau cried and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said to him, behold, your dwelling shall be of the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. That's interesting. And you shall live by the sword, and shall serve your brother, and there shall be a time when you shall break and loosen his yoke from off your neck. It's kind of interesting. Kind of reminds me of Yahushua in the New Testament, where he's like, Kapha, you live by the sword, you're going to die by the sword. So that's kind of interesting. And Esau was angry with Yaakov because of the Barakah, because of the Baruch, which his father Baruch him. And Esau said in his mind, let the days of my father's mourning draw near, that I may slay my brother Yaakov. Oh boy. Got hate in his heart. He's got maliciousness in his heart. Just remember what Yahushua says in the Brit Hadashah here. He says, if any man hates his brother, how can he love Yahuwah? So, and murder actually starts in the brain, in the mind, in the heart. If you hate in your brother in your heart, you have committed murder. So just remember that. And the words of Esau, his elder son, were reported to Rebekah, and she sent and called Yaakov, her younger son, and said to him, behold, Esau, your brother, threatens you to kill you. And now, my son, hear my voice and rise quickly into Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia, as far as I know, is another modernized term for Babylon, the land of Babylon. So she's basically saying, arise and depart quickly into Mesopotamia to Laban, my brother, into Haran, and dwell with him certain days until your brother's anger and rage depart from you, and he forget what you have done to him. I will send and fetch you there, lest at any time I should be bereaved of you both in one day. And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life, because of the daughters of the sons of Heth, meaning the Hittites. And it says, if Yaakov shall take a wife of the daughters of this land, wherefore should I live? Basically, what tube is it of my life? So that was the end of Genesis 27. I'm going to give some time for our brothers and sisters here to comment anything they would like to comment. So I'm going to unmute Sister Sally, Brother Dennis. Our sister Shoshana has just went on a little break here, so she'll be back shortly.
Okay, so I have a comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it was just very interesting when you were reading that it said that Rebecca was actually the one that initiated all of this, because she was the one that heard Isaac telling Esau, go and get, here in the Hallelujah scriptures, I'm sorry, it says gain, to go and said,
see here.
He says, now then please take your weapons and your quiver and your bow and go out to the field and hunt wild game for you. So Rebecca hears him say that, and she's the one that tells her son, hey, I just heard that your dad is going to bless your brother. Go and do this, right? So when they say that Jacob stole Esau's birthright, it wasn't really him initiating the deception. It was his mom. And just like you said, Doug, she put a curse on herself? Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. But yes, also like you said, he didn't steal the birthright from Esau. Esau sold it to him. He basically sold it to him for what he had cooked, the stew that he had made. But it was just interesting that when you were reading it, it became clear to me that Rebecca is the one that most people should be looking at as the instigator of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the latter part of the chapter where you mentioned that Isaac was amazed. Well, in the book of
Jethro?
in the book of Jasher, it says that he trembled, that he started shaking really, really bad because he realized that he was deceived by Jacob, granted, that he was deceived, and he trembled because it is such a serious and solemn custom for the father to bestow the blessing unto the firstborn. So it was kind of really stressful and traumatic for him. But the fact of the matter is that when you were reading the part where he was blessing Esau, and he was telling Esau that he was going to be, that something to do with the sword.
Yeah, live by the sword.
Well, it just reminds me of what the Muslims do today, where they use a sword to chop the head off of Christians.
Yeah, and I think there's been a lot of theories of where those Arabic nations come from. Could they be Ishmael? There's a lot of theories on that. Yeah, it seems like these Arabic nations seem to, there always seems to be enmity between radical Islam and people that believe in the scriptures, whether it's Christians, Jews, whatever. They seem to not like people that believe in the scriptures. So it seems like there's some type of spirit behind radical Islam and whoever the Edomites are today.
Right.
But
the thing of the matter of this is that, I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. It wasn't really as profound to me that this whole thing began because Rebecca overheard a conversation between Esau and Isaac. And that is where the seed started, because she's actually the one that stole the birthright.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she's actually the one that stole it.
Yeah, she not the birthright, but she's the one that got him to. She favored Jacob. I think it says in chapter 26.
Yeah.
She favored Yaakov over Esau. So she didn't. Basically, what happened was she had a wicked thought in her heart that, okay, I don't want Esau to get the birthright. I want my favorite son to get the birthright. So she schemed to get it. And I think if there's any sin here imputed by the father here, it would be on her foremost. But then again, he does say he's hated Esau. So I think where the relationship between him and Esau went south was probably before this already. Already Esau is not favorable to Yahuwah because he just sold his birthright for some food.
Now, also realize that she was in her heart prior to Esau going and marrying a Canaanite. So at the time, Esau wasn't even being disobedient to them, right? It was after he lost the blessing. It was after all of this had happened that she sent Jacob away to Laban, that Esau started being really rebellious and started doing everything that his parents told him not to do out of hatred for his brother.
Yeah. I think he had like that mindset of, okay, my mom favors my brother over me. My brother has done this to me twice. In his mind, he probably thinks that Jacob stole his birthright and the baraka, because in his mind he looks at it as Jacob tricked him.
Right.
But in reality, he sold it out. It's like selling your soul to the devil. Is pretty much what he did. He wanted one little meal and he got rid of his birthright. So but as far as this is concerned, what happened was I think it doesn't say it in the last verse here, but I think he overheard his mom. He overheard his mom, Rebecca, talking to Isaac about don't let Yaakov, if Yaakov takes a water of the Hittites, if he takes a Hittite wife, what tube is my life to me? It would say in the Masoretic text, why should I live? And he probably took it as, okay, well, you know, since she loves Jacob so much, you know, I'm just going to disobey her. And I think on purpose, he did it out of spite and took wives of the
Oh yeah,
lineage.
of course.
You know, as we see later on, he takes Canaanite wives. I think he might have even had a Hittite wife. I would have to trace back the Edomite lineage, but I think he does take a daughter of Heth also, which is mentioned in verse 46 for them not to do. So
Now, Heth is the one that raped Diana, right? The tribe of
I know it's of that lineage. It's definitely of the Canaanite lineage, one of the tribes of the Canaanites that did that to her.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly, I don't think it was rape. If I remember correctly, later on in Genesis, we're going to see, like, closer to the last couple of chapters, the 12 sons of Jacob. They're mad because this Canaanite guy actually likes their sister.
No, it says he raped her.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So I would have to look into that. The what is it? Diana?
Yeah.
Is her name? I would have to look into that to see if that, because I always thought he was actually trying to marry her and they didn't want him.
He raped her. He raped her. That's why they told them to get all circumcised, and then that's why they came into the city and killed all the men.
All right. Do you remember what chapter that was in? Do you remember, was it like 40 or something?
Hold on.
'Cause I know Judah around, let's see, Diana. Because I just want to find that for my own information. Let's see here. Bible verse. See if I can find that. Genesis 34. Okay, that's not too hard to find. All right, so Genesis 34, a couple chapters later. Let's see here. Oh, Dinah actually is her name.
Yeah, okay. Dinah, Diana.
Sichem, son of Hittite. Oh, no, Hivite, not Hittite, Hivite. So this is a different tribe of the Canaanites. Okay. So Sichem, the son of Emor the Hivite, the ruler of the land, saw her and took her and lay with her. Does not say rape her.
No,
that's weird. The Septuagint says that he took her and laid with her. So it depends on your interpretation of that. The Masoretic text says defiled here, but let's see if
defiled means that he raped her. That's why
that's
turned
weird.
around and asked his father to ask the children of Israel if he could marry Diana, and they said, fine, we will let you do that, but we cannot allow our sister to marry an uncircumcised man. So this is the condition that we're going to give you. All of you men are going to be circumcised. And then when they all got circumcised, they went in there and they killed all of them because they defiled a third of the children of Israel.
According to the Septuagint, see, this is a crazy discrepancy here. The Septuagint is not even indicating that he raped her whatsoever. It's saying to take hand in marriage, like almost. This is weird.
But
so
mine says humbled. Mine says humbled her.
Yeah, humbles her. Let's see.
He raped her. Find out what the word humble means in the Strong's.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now because humble doesn't always mean